Okay guys, in this video I'm going to share with you easy way to make money on Fiverr as a kid. But don't worry if you're not a kid, because these tips will still work for you. I'm going to walk you step by step through my complete process for setting up an account, setting up gigs, making money, getting your first sales, getting your first reviews, the hacks and tips and strategies that I've discovered over the last 3 years to make easy money on Fiverr. So keep watching. Okay guys, let's look at Fiverr. Up on the screen you'll see that I have logged in to Fiverr. I've looked it up on Google. And if you're not familiar with Fiverr, Fiverr is just a platform where you can sell services or buy services or products. So you can sell products and services for as little as $5 or upwards of $900. But don't get too excited about the high amounts, because people who set their price that high usually aren't the ones that are making the most money on Fiverr. It seems opposite, but people who their prices a little bit lower, even as low as $5, usually end up, because of volume of sales and upsells and different tips and strategies, all of which I'm going to show you today in this video. Because of the volume of sales and using those strategies, the people who price their products and services lower usually end up making more money in the long run than people who price their stuff higher, because nobody buys that stuff, or few people do, unless it's a very specialized service. So let's look at Fiverr. So Fiverr's just a platform to buy and sell services, and I want to show you, first of all, if you set up your account, you'll obviously have to set up a username, a password, and just set up an account like usual, like most websites. But when I say make easy money as a kid, I want you to know that officially on Fiverr you have to be 13 years or older to sell stuff on Fiverr and make money. There are ways around that, and I'm not recommending you do it, but I do know that if somebody who is 13 or older sets up your account for you, like an older friend, sibling, or a parent, anybody who's 13 or older can set up an account and verify. They're now verifying identities with driver's license and taking pictures, so you probably want somebody really that's over 16 years old, probably even an adult, to set this up for you. And then you can make money on Fiverr really at any age. First of all, you want to set up your account. Once you get that set up, you'll get into what's called the Fiverr dashboard. And one thing I want to point out is on this dashboard, you can either be a buyer or a seller. And right now I'm in my seller's account. I'll switch real quick to buyer just so you can see what that looks like. We're selling all kinds of different services on here, so no matter what you can do, no matter what your skill set is, no matter what you're good at, and even if you don't have any skills at all, you can still make easy money on Fiverr. I'm going to show you all the tips and tricks and strategies on how to do that in this video step by step. So just notice, people are selling graphic and design, and there's a million different kinds of graphic and design. There's digital marketing. Again, lots of different types of digital marketing, writing and translation. This is where I've made most of my money because I'm a writer. So that's what I focused on. But you don't have to focus on writing just because I did. Focus on what you're good at. There's a way to make money no matter if you have no skills at all or if you have certain skills. Most people know how to do something a little bit better than other people, particularly enough to make $5. So video and animation, if you can edit video, if you can record video, gosh, if you can make animations or apps, music and audio, voiceovers is a big one, sound effects. You can see there's lots of different things. Programming and tech, are you good on the computer? Can you create a website, WordPress website? Can you figure out how to fix simple problems like speeding up a website? Can you create a chat bot? A lot of people on here, they just sell things on Fiverr that then they go do free somewhere else online or get help with for free online. And then they get paid for it. It's pretty incredible if you know how to do it. Then there's business. There's data entry, there's virtual assistants, lifestyle, and even industries is a new one. Lifestyle is really the catch-all, the miscellaneous. Look at this. There's relationship advice, there's gaming, online lessons, greeting cards, how to create viral videos. Whatever you are good at or are a little bit good at or even interested in getting good at, or at least better than somebody who's paying you $5 to do it, you can make money on Fiverr. And even if you don't have any experience and really can't do anything, you can still make easy money on Fiverr. I'm going to show you how. Okay, so that's the lay of the buyer. Let me go back to selling. When you set up your account, the first thing I want you to do is completely fill out your profile and your account, because that's going to help you rank better in Fiverr. That's going to make it easier for potential customers to find you and to make easy money on Fiverr. So what you want to do is fill out your profile. You want to get a picture. Depending on what you're selling, you can a different kind of picture, but a nice picture of your face is great. Even use a picture of somebody else. I recommend now with the new verification ID protocols of Fiverr that you really just get a picture of yourself. Now you want it probably to be a professional picture that looks nice. You set up your profile, so you set up your picture, you describe yourself a little bit, and then you want to also create your gigs. You can create up to 7 gigs when you're new, and I want you to create all 7. Fill them out completely, and don't worry, I'm going to show you how to do it step by step in just a minute. But I want to, the big thing is fill it out completely so it helps with your ranking. Let me walk you through what this looks like on the seller's dashboard. So first of all, we're on the dashboard right now. This is what that is. And you can see you have active orders. And by the way, this is my current account on Fiverr. I had another account a couple years ago, and for some reason I don't have access to that account anymore. Unfortunately, I would show you all the ins and outs of that account. A lot of valuable stuff, but I can't get to it. I want to show you this account, and I want you to notice that I have an active order right now of $120. I don't know anything about Fiverr. Most people sell things for $5. And this is actually my second order on this new account. My first order was for like $300. And I want you to also notice that I haven't earned anything yet, and I have absolutely no reviews on my account. The fact that I got my first 2 orders to be $100 or more is pretty incredible. But the reason I can do that now is because of everything I learned from my previous account, where I became a level 2 seller very quickly, and I just really took a deep dive into learning how Fiverr works and how you can make money easy on Fiverr, even as a kid, even with no experience, how to get your first reviews, how to get your first sales. Those are the things that people really often struggle with. I can share with you how to do it, and I will in this video. So keep watching all the way to the end. There's a lot of good information that you can learn to make money easy online with Fiverr. So another thing I want to point out is my first sale of $300. I actually ended up canceling that. Some people might be really shocked about, well, what do you mean you canceled a $300 order? Well, what I've learned, again, from previous work on Fiverr is that there's some customers that just expect the impossible, and they want you to put so much effort into it, it's not even worth it, even at those higher price points. So one of the secrets of making money easy on Fiverr in the long run, even right away, is to balance out, well, how much money am I getting for this service or product compared to how much energy and effort that I'm putting into it. One of the real secrets of making money easy on Fiverr is you want to put the minimum amount of work into the order and make the maximum amount of money. So if you make $5 a day or $5 an hour, that's okay, but you can do so much better than that. You can be making $5 in 5 minutes or 30 seconds or 15 minutes, so that if you sell 10 gigs and complete 10 orders in an hour, and suddenly you're making $50 an hour or more. Even ways to automate this so that it's kind of hands-off. I'm going to show you how to do it step by step in this video. I don't want you to be afraid to cancel orders and customers if they're asking the impossible. Now, I don't recommend you cancel very often. Try to avoid doing it at all, but sometimes you just have to cancel or fire a customer or a gig. You don't have to be mean about it, but just to be able to weigh the cost and benefits of this service and this order, because you're about making money. You're about giving really great value on your products and services, but you're also ultimately about making some money for yourself too. Okay, so let's go back in. So we saw the dashboard. Other things on the dashboard, there's some stats here that you want to pay attention to. Your response rate, that's how quickly you respond to customers or even potential customers' contacts, emails. One of the things that I want you to do too is download the free Fiverr app on Android or Apple Store. You can get them for free, but download them. Make sure the notifications are set so that you get a ping and a notification every time somebody contacts you and you get an order. That way you can immediately reply. You want to keep your response rate under an hour. And when you set up your account, you'll be setting up your time zone. So Fiverr will know what time you probably are sleeping. They'll figure that into your response rate. But keep your response rate on average very, very quickly. Go back to our analytics page. All right, here we go. And now you'll also be able to see your earnings on this page. Also very important to set up your account, direct deposit or your PayPal account. Again, if you need help with that, get somebody that's a little bit older than you to help you set that up, and you can track how much money you're making. By the way, whatever you sell your gig for, just know that Fiverr is going to be taking part of that money. That's how they make money. So the higher amount of money that you make, the better. You get the more of it, but they're also going to take a little bit more of it. So if, for example, a $5 sell on Fiverr, you actually get $4. Fiverr takes $1. And you can see that when I have like a $100 order, I'm going to end up making like $96 off of that. And then there's community. That's your forums, that where you can get, there's events, blog, forum, podcasts. That's going to be really helpful if you have any questions, trouble setting up your account. Some great tips and strategies there. I recommend that you take any free online courses that teach you how to make more money on Fiverr. And promoting yourself, that's like promoting your gigs and your services on social media and other places. Buyer requests is really interesting. It's a good thing to check this every day, and maybe even a couple times a day anytime you're on Fiverr, because buyers will post specific requests with specific amounts of money, their budget, in a specific time frame, like 24 hours usually, or maybe a couple days. But there'll be buyer requests here. These are people that are primed and want to pay you money so that you can fulfill their services. One of the tips and strategies that I'll share with you right now on how to make easy money, particularly get your first reviews and your first sales, is to check the buyer request and then submit an order to the buyer request, because anybody on Fiverr, any seller on Fiverr can submit an order to them. A buyer will create a request, and a lot of people will propose to fulfill that request. Well, you want to be one of those people that propose a request, and you want your proposal to be better than anybody else's. Mostly that means offer more value in a quicker time frame, and you can usually get it. But you definitely want to focus on buyer requests when you're new. Easy way to make quick money, get your first reviews, which is very important. Also, not only earn money, get more ranking in Fiverr to move up those seller levels. All right, let's go back to gigs. Now I want to show you how to set up your own gigs, your first 7 gigs. Now when you set up your 7 gigs, here's what I want you to do. I want you to set up a range, a wide variety of different services and products, because if you set up all the same ones and that fails and you don't get many orders on that, well then you've wasted a lot of time. But if you set up 7 different gigs, 7 different services, even if they're related, that's okay. But 7 different ones, as much variety as you can manage, and offering different kinds of services. So maybe you do digital marketing and you help with WordPress. Set up 7 different types of gigs so that you can then see which one is most popular. Then you can create more gigs around that category and get rid of the other ones. You can delete gigs anytime you want, and you can create new gigs anytime you want. But as a new seller, you can only have 7. Even gigs that are paused or draft or still count in the 7. You go to create a gig, it'll say, first of all, it'll want you to put in a title. And then there's a category and some search tags. Now, I don't want you just to put in anything here. What I want you to do is I want you to go to being a buyer. Let's see if I can open up a separate tab here, because that'll be easier so you can do some copying and pasting. I want you to go to the buyers, and I want you to do some searching around on the different types of services that you might give. Because what I want you to do is I want you to look at, in the search bar in Fiverr, what are people searching for, and what words are potential buyers using to search for the kind of services that you think you want to offer. Because once you figure out the words and phrases that the buyers use, then you can put those words and phrases into your title, into your tags, into your description, and even on your thumbnails to get higher ranking in Fiverr and also more orders, because you're giving people exactly what they're looking for. Say you want to do YouTube SEO. That's the gig I just did, which is basically SEO is search engine optimization. It's how to help videos on YouTube rank higher, get more views, more subscribers, and ultimately YouTubers to make more money. I have focused on YouTube SEO. I learned just a little bit about it. I'm by no way a complete expert in it, but I know more than most people do starting out. So I can sell it, I can do it. I'm getting better at it every day, and honestly, I enjoy finding keywords and doing search analysis and keyword research. So you can get paid for something that you like to do, and it doesn't take that much time, because I actually use tools that I pay for to find out keywords that rank well in Google and YouTube, and I can use those tools. I'm paying for them anyway. I use them for myself. They work, so I can show people how to do it. It's a helpful, useful service that I'm providing, and I have a tool that really does it for me. Okay, so let's say you want to do YouTube SEO. So I put YouTube SEO in there, and you can see that Fiverr auto-suggests a few things. Best YouTube SEO. Notice in my gig I said best YouTube SEO. That's why, because I want to rank for that search term. But you can do YouTube video SEO, YouTube search optimization. You can even help people set up their YouTube channels or sell them. But those are the kind of things that people are putting in there, because that's what Fiverr is telling you. Now there's also this suggested bar. Those are also other words that potential buyers are putting into this search bar to look for YouTube promotion or SEO. So these are some words you can use in your title, in your tags, and in your description on Fiverr when you create a gig. And you can see down here how people have other people that are ranked really high. This is the first page results for YouTube SEO. So you want to look at your competition. Another tip is to really study your competition so that you know what they're doing. I mean, look at this thumbnail. It's beautiful. It's got a great picture. I know exactly where he got that picture from. He has a great picture. He's got great contrast in his colors, great big bold letters, and he's got this best image down here, graphic that really stands out. And you can see he's made 157 orders, $15. Now, he may not have made all those sales at $15, but a lot of them he probably has. He's got the keywords YouTube video SEO right in there, and also specialist, so he stands out, shows that he's an expert. So you want to think about the titles that you give your gig. Again, his thumbnail is really good. He probably has a couple other pictures in here. He's just showing you that proof that he knows what he's doing, which is great to put into your gig. So when you create a gig, you can put your thumbnail, but there's also options to put other images, PDFs, and even a video. The more you fill up your gig with all those images and videos and proof, the more money you'll make easier on Fiverr. See how he described the service. And again, when you go to create a service, you want to look at the title, you want to look at the thumbnail of your competition, the title of your competition, how your competition describes their gig. You don't want to copy it verbatim, but you want to use their techniques when you make your own gig. You want to study what they do, and you want to copy their strategies, not their exact words or their exact images. So you can see that he puts a lot into this. He says a rapper, gamer, singer, vlogger, fashionista, or kids influencer. That's a lot of different keywords in here, so no matter what kind of YouTube videos you do, you can relate to some of that. And then he talks about his different packages. Now you can just set one price for one package, or you can do 3 different packages and stagger them. Like your bottom price, your basic package could be $5, and you can go up to $15 to $20. You can offer a little bit more for the higher amount. Another way to upsell. I've seen some benefit from doing packages. Most of my sales honestly have been from just offering one service at one price. Fiverr came out with these 3 packages. People, obviously this guy is the top guy for YouTube SEO, and he's doing it, and he's probably doing really well. Test out different approaches to that and see what works best for you. Now, also he talks about these 3 extras. And one thing I want to show you also is that he breaks up his description. He doesn't breaking up into short 1-sentence, 3-sentence paragraphs, bold words, and even bullet points. Okay, let's go in and make a gig, YouTube SEO. So I'm going to use some of these words, these keywords right up here, and make this gig. We have create a gig, so I'm going to steal some of this information. Again, not copying exact words from these videos, but I'm going to copy some of these kind of words right here. Let's do YouTube SEO promotion. Starts with I will, so you don't have to put that in there, and you have only 80 characters max, so you want to use an economy of space. You want to be short, precise, and get your keywords in there. I will do YouTube SEO video promotion. So you got a lot of keywords in there. It doesn't even actually have to make complete sense. You don't want it to be complete gobbledygook, but you do want it to make a little bit of sense. So I'm going to go with that title for now because it matches a lot of the keywords. Category, you want to usually put it into the category you think it'll be in. I'm going to put digital marketing. Some categories require the sellers verify their skills. For example, when I created my writing gigs, I had to take like this writing grammar test, and I passed. I'm in like the top 10% of people who took that test because I have that skill set. But a lot of gigs, you don't have to do anything like that, but just wanted to note that that's something new that they've been doing. Now, when you put your tags, you can do 5 terms. I also have a character limit here that they don't exactly say how much it is. What you want to do is you want to go back to your results. You want to take some of the words that these people said, but particularly you want to take some of these suggested words and put those in there. So YouTube video, do that one, and you hit enter, and you do YouTube motion, enter. It's also going to give you some suggested down here too. So we're going to do that. Let's see if it allows us to do another one. Video promotion. There we go. So I got my 5. They're matching the keywords. That's what you want to do. Then you save and continue. Always remember to save. And now it's time to move on to the next step. So scope and pricing. This is important. When you're first starting out, you can either choose your 3 packages or your 1 package. You can name your package up here. Be the bronze, silver, and gold. You can really name it whatever you want to. I'm just going to name it that just to keep it simple. Bronze package, silver package, gold package. So describe the details of your offering. So depending on what you offer, you want to put that here. So for your basic package, you might do YouTube. I'll say 10 YouTube keywords. And silver, I'll do 15. And then 20 YouTube keywords. So you can offer more of your service. You can actually offer it faster. You offer it more bundles of services with your different packages. That's just one example. There's lots of different ways to do that. For my basic, you can actually offer the same exact thing, but just your package difference can be how fast you deliver it. So I can say 4 days for my basic, maybe 3 days for my standard, 2 days for my premium. Now I probably don't want to do 1 day all the time, because you can actually upsell a quicker delivery. Scroll all the way down here, you'll see there's gigs extras and extra fast delivery. I could say, okay, I'm gonna deliver each one of these in 1 day for $5 extra. And you can set that all the way up to a very high amount of money, as you can see. I wouldn't go all that high because people aren't going to pay that much, but if they pay $5, $10, $15, even $20 more, a lot of people do it. Now, if you're offering something really, really valuable, meeting somebody's needs, solving a big problem, probably offer it at a much higher rate, and it works for you. First, let me say a little bit more about pricing. So here's a great strategy for you to get your first sales quicker, first reviews, rank higher, move up your seller levels faster than most people. Here's what you want to do pricing as a new account. This is how I blew up on my first account. This is another reason why I'm doing so well on this new account as well. Here's what you want to do. You want to do what I call the Godfather method. You want to make an offer that a customer can't refuse. When you're new, I want you to offer more value for less price. It's not always going to be like that. That's just until you get your first 5, 10, 15 orders, pricing it a little bit differently once you've established yourself with 5-star reviews, great text reviews, and people know that they can trust you because the other people have bought from you. But when you first start out, here's what you want to do. You want to price really low, and you want to give a whole lot of things. So if I was doing this, I might say, you know what? I'm going to give you 20 here for $5. I'm going to give you 30 here. I'm going to give you 50 here. If you really want to do this really well, you'll do something like, I'm going to give you 50 here. I'm going to give you 75. You want to create an offer that's so good that the other person really can't refuse it. So you could even say, I'm going to give you 100 keywords, and then just go up from there. When I was doing my writing, one of the gigs that was the most popular was writing a query letter, which is just like a cover letter for a book so that an author can get a literary agent and get a publishing deal. But query letters can be really hard to write, and I've been studying them for 20 years, so I know exactly how to write them. What I did was I said, I'm going to write you a query letter, 3 query letters for $5. So most people are offering to do 1 query letter for $5, $10, $15, $20. I said, I'm going to give you 3 query letters for $5. And I did. So it's an offer that's really hard to refuse, especially after I was like a level 1 or 2 seller and had lots of great reviews, and I was still offering that because it worked. The other thing you can do is not only price low and give epic amounts of insane amounts of value, you also want to deliver it very quickly. So when you're first starting out, I would say put everything at 1 day if you can do it. Now obviously you want to make sure that you can complete the orders and complete them quickly. So if you can't do it in 24 hours easily, then I wouldn't do it. But you can do 2 or even 3 days delivery. But the quicker that you can get back to the customer with a completed order that is really, really high quality, then the better that you're going to do on Fiverr and make easy money. When you're picking your gigs to do, your services to do, you want to price low, give a lot of value, and deliver quickly. 100 YouTube keywords for $5 and get it to me in a day. That's going to be hard for me to refuse that kind of offer. Now let's go back down to gigs. So you can start your services and even leave them at $5. In fact, I recommend, one of the strategies I recommend is that you always leave your basic gig at $5 because that gets people onto your page to view your page, and then you can upsell them from there. So with gig extras, this is how you upsell. So you can upsell on fast delivery, you can give more revisions, and revisions, let's talk about that. So revisions, you can do 0 revisions. That means when you deliver someone's order, they just have to take it or leave it. When you're new, I would say do at least 1 revision. You can even go all the way down here to unlimited revisions. Honestly, most people don't really ask for revisions, but unlimited, again, part of an offer that's hard to refuse. So when you're new, go unlimited, or at least go 3 or 4 or 5 revisions. I would say unlimited or 5. But it's a great way to make your offer even more irresistible, especially when you're new and you're just starting out and you're trying to get your first sales and your first reviews. Next, let's look at how to write the description for your gig. This is crucial because once a buyer, potential buyer, sees your title, sees your thumbnail image, clicks onto the gig, then description that's going to convince them to click the order now button or not. So there's a couple things I want to mention about best practices and tips for writing your description. First of all, go back to your competition, whatever category that you're trying to develop your service in, back to the top 10 people in that industry. What you want to do is study what they do and then write something similar but different, something unique. You want to take their strategies, not their exact language. Let's go over, we're doing YouTube SEO, so let's go look at some of the ones that are top in this industry. But remember from our earlier example that you want to create lots of white space so that the gig description is easy on the eyes. You don't need to fill up the entire amount of space. You don't have to use all the characters. But what's important is what you say and how you say it, not necessarily the length. On this particular gig, they talk about credibility. They say they're a Google certified YouTube for YouTube channel growth. So immediately they're giving you their expertise. So that's important to put on here right up front, is why you're a credible source for this service. Now again, you don't have to be an expert or a specialist, but it's one tactic that you can use. Okay, and make sure that you put your keywords right into gig description as well. So you want to say things like YouTube SEO growth or video ranking on YouTube. You can only use the same key phrases so often, I think like 2 or 3 times. If you use too many, Fiverr's gonna let you know and tell you to take some of those words out of your description. First time you write it, just go ahead and write everything down. You can always tweak it until Fiverr accepts it. It's good to have some highlight, some bold, and some bulleted list. If you go through and look at a couple of these descriptions, you'll see that. There's a very common patterns. What you don't want to do is bold everything or highlight everything, because if you bold everything, then nothing stands out. If you highlight everything, then nothing's special or unique. Only bold and highlight the most important information. Probably that's going to include some of your keywords, maybe some of the outcomes that you're going to get for the buyer. One of the things that lots of top sellers do is in their description, sometimes right at the top, but certainly somewhere in their gig description, they'll say, contact me first before you order. Why do they do that? Well, that's a best practice because one, they may not even want to do the order and they don't want to cancel an order. So they want the person to talk to them before and negotiate out the specifics and the payment of the order. That's one way you can get custom gig even out of somebody who just wanted your $5 gig. Well, when you start talking to them and you tell them personally when you're chatting with them in private messaging, you can upsell them a little bit. Don't do that too much, but you can certainly do that. And one, you get to know the customer better, you can give them a better product, and you can possibly upsell them. I've had great results on that. I think it's a great thing to put into your gig description. Let the buyers know, contact me before you order. And as I mentioned earlier, put in there that you're available for custom orders on a first come, first served basis. Another thing, if you start looking through these results, you'll likely see sometimes, especially with new accounts, but sometimes accounts have been around a while and they just still have this on their gig description because I think it works. Let people know that for the first 10 buyers of your gig, you're going to give them some special offer, some discount, some extra service, just something for ordering now as one of your first 10 orders. Really, you just want the buyer to know exactly what they're going to get so that they're not surprised if they order it and they get something different. That's how you get low rankings. That's how you get reviews and you get canceled orders. The more you can get, you can let somebody know exactly what they're going to get and find out as much about what they want and what they expect before they order, the better. People say, hey, I don't do this certain niche, or I don't do these certain kinds of videos or certain type of products or topics. They might just simply say in their gig description, I reserve the right to refuse any specific message or topic that the buyer might want them to cover. For example, somebody who does video ads for other people might not want to do a video ad for adult websites, or perhaps something that has profanity in it, or something that might go against their personal beliefs for some reason. So it's good to put those things in there too. Again, once somebody orders the gig, then to stop the gig, it has to be canceled by you or the buyer. And if they don't want to cancel it, then you either have to do the gig or cancel it. And if you cancel it, that's going to, if you do that a lot, it's going to eventually hurt your ranking. You can get penalized and even shut down. Now you can always create another account with lessons learned, but it's easier and better just to avoid that and prevent it from the start. One of the things you want to think about as you're writing your gig description is what kind of questions might the buyer have and how can I answer them in my text? So sometimes you'll look at these gig descriptions like the one I'm looking at right now. It's just saying, hey, we give 100% refunds, 100% satisfaction. The content's going to be 100% original. Depending on what kind of gig that you're selling, for example, if you're writing a query letter or an article like I do and have done in the past, people who buy those want to make sure that the content is original, that it's not plagiarized, and that it is search engine optimized, SEO optimized for search rankings. So there's a lot of things that can go into this, but you want to answer their questions in the gig description if you can. There's also, by the way, underneath the gig description, there's a little FAQ fact section where you can write just about as many FAQs, kind of questions you think the customer might have, and then answer them. Now, here's a tip with that. I would do at least 3 of those, and here's why. 1, because it gets more information about your gig that you can give specifically. You can tell the buyer specifically what you want to offer them so that the buyer knows exactly what they're going to get. 2, you can put keywords into those questions and answers. So that's just another way to let Fiverr know how to find you and to make you rise up in the rankings. So that's a little hack that not a lot of people know actually. But in that FAQ section, when you're answering one of the questions, you type in the question that you think a buyer might have, and then you also type in the answer. So you're doing all of it. You can put the keyword phrases in there. So in this case, if I'm doing YouTube SEO, I can say a question about, hey, how do I know you actually can do this? Can you give me any proof that you're good at YouTube SEO? That could be the question. The question has the search term, that keyword phrase in it. As I type the answer, I can say, of course, I can show you proof that I'm able to rank videos on YouTube. I can do YouTube SEO. I do it every week on my own videos on YouTube, on my own Writing Secrets channel. Check that out for proof. Here's the link. So you can actually drive people to your other sites, and you can use keyword optimization in that FAQ. You can write the description, you can see what other people are doing, and then you can write your own description. So I'm just going to write a simple description here so that we can move on. One of the things you want to do when you're creating your gig description is to say order now or contact me today at the end. It's just a call to action. It's something that a lot of people are familiar with from other kind of marketing, but people use it because it works. All right, guys, let's talk real briefly about images. So after you complete your gig description, what I want you to do is save and continue, and then you go to the next page, which is going to be your gig portfolio. Now on your gig portfolio, what I want you to do is completely fill out the complete thing. Upload all the images that you can, upload a video. It doesn't have to be a quality video. Your smartphone is good enough, has good enough resolution, good enough audio. Use your smartphone to record a 10 to 15 second video of you just letting the potential buyer know that you're going to be able to give them certain kinds of results. So a quick video would be great. Fiverr actually promotes your gig better and more if you have a video. But if you can't do a video, just do the images. I promise that you can still make money, but do it if you can. Upload your images, video if you can, and even your PDFs. Now a PDF can be, obviously, it can be a written document that you save as a PDF, and some things make sense for that, like if you're writing a query letter like I do, or writing a blog or an article, or even if you're doing some editing, you can edit and track changes, PDF that, and upload it just to show people you know what you're doing. But it doesn't have to be anything like that. You can actually create an image, or it can just be an image with text on it that says, hey, when you buy my gig, these are the results you're gonna get. So fill up your gig completely so that buyers trust you and that you build that credibility, that you're able to get the buyer the results that you promised in your gig. As a side note, you can go to free places online like PicMonkey, Adobe Spark, or Canva. That's my favorite, to create your thumbnails and to create these images for free, very easy. And if you want me to do a video completely on how to create those images and graphics, I'm more than happy to do that. Just let me know in the comments if that's something that you'd like. Okay, real quick, how can you make money on Fiverr, even as a kid or a teenager, without any skills or experience? One of the hacks to make money easy on Fiverr is to use online free software to complete tasks, services, and gigs that buyers pay you for. Let me give you an example. Let's say you create a gig to edit somebody's writing, an article, a blog post, maybe even a short story. But maybe you don't have any real skill in editing or proofreading. That's okay, because there's a free online software that's 100% free called Grammarly. Now there's a free and paid version, but all you need is the free version to create a gig and make money. Here's how it can work. You create a gig where you say you're going to edit somebody's writing, anywhere from 5, 10, 15, or even 20,000 words. When somebody pays you for that service, you get their writing, you get it in a Word file probably. You take that Word file over to Grammarly, upload it into their software, and Grammarly, within a few minutes, will edit that writing for you. The most you'll have to do is maybe 5 minutes, at the most 10 minutes of track changes, maybe some editing like that, but it's completely free and it won't take you more than about 5 or 10 minutes. Then you take your edited document and you send it back to the customer. You get paid $5 or $10, whatever you charge for that service. Customer's gonna be delighted because Grammarly does a really good job. You're gonna be delighted because you just got paid for something that the software did for you. That's how you can get paid on Fiverr with no experience or skill. That's just one example too. There's actually lots of different online software you can use to make money on Fiverr. If you want to know a few other tools that I use or that I know of, if you want to know more of the free tools I use or that I know of that other people use to make money on Fiverr, some of them a lot of money, then click the link in the description of the video or the link in the comment that I'm going to pin to the top of the comment section. Sign up for my newsletter and I'll send you by email more free tools that you can use to make money on Fiverr. Go ahead and do that now. Wow, that was a lot of information. I hope that you found this video valuable in some way. It's my whole complete course of how to make money easy on Fiverr, even as a kid or a teenager. If you want even more tips and strategies on how to make money on Fiverr, click the link in the description of this video and you'll be able to download for free my ebook I just created called Fiverr Money Magnets. My 10 secrets for dominating Fiverr forever. So go ahead and click that now in the description. I'll also pin a comment to the top of the comment section with that link. Make sure you go and get that because not only are you going to be able to download that book today for free and get those 10 secrets, but over the next couple weeks I'm going to email you even more tips, tricks, and strategies. Strategies like how to fast track your income and success on Fiverr, the 3 different places that you can go to get your first reviews and your first sales. I talked about a couple of them here, but there's even more. You'll also learn more of the free online tools that I use and other people use to make money on Fiverr without any experience or skills. You'll want to check that out. So go ahead and click that link in the description or the top of the comments and make sure you download that ebook and get that ebook and also so you can get those emails. I really appreciate you watching this video. If you did get any value out of it, please like the video. Please subscribe to my channel. Hit that little bell icon so you know the next time I upload videos. I got some really neat content coming out in the next couple weeks and I don't want you to miss it. Thank you for watching this video. I'll see you at the next one.